What's up, Gen Nation? I'm back. Obviously, I want to just put a disclaimer out that my voice is still gone from Sunday's game, and I'm trying to regain it back. But I wanted to do this review of this previous game that just went by, so I didn't want to get too late. So let's just get right into it. Today was also a busy day, so let's get through all the news. First, about Sunday's game. Jets had a 16-point lead, as all of you guys know, and they blew it. Jets defense played amazing the first half. They forced 4 turnovers in the entire game. A lot of guys stepped up. C.J. Mosley had a pick six for the first time in MetLife, so that was awesome to see. But as soon as C.J. Mosley left the field with an injury, it kind of went down the drain, and that's when the Bills' run started, I believe, in the mid-third quarter. And you saw the weakness, and the Jets' depth couldn't pretty much contain this Bills' offense, and they completely looked confused out there, and the Bills took advantage of it. And, the Jets should have won this game. It should have been the easiest win for us in this 5-game stretch that we have. That's really hard. But, it was a loss somehow, and, it's devastating, but there's a lot of things you got to look at for this entire game. Sam Darnold is on the spotlight now. He didn't have the worst game, but he didn't have the best game at all. I think he was pretty bad, to be honest. But you got to also blame, the play calling. The play calling was awful. They didn't stretch the field out a lot. Maybe they didn't want, I don't know, if he didn't trust a guy. Robbie Anderson was also dealing with an injury on his ankle. So, we didn't know exactly what was going on with that case. But offensive line did not work. The starting offensive line hadn't worked throughout the entire preseason. They haven't. That line was collapsing because they had no chemistry yet. And I think maybe that was the game that can at least help them out a little bit. And hopefully, that one extra day for this Monday night game could actually help the offensive line improve a little bit. But I think a lot of people are at blame. A lot of people, they didn't step up enough. In the end, they kind of went downhill, and that wasn't something the Jets needed right now, especially with the stretch that I've been saying. The Browns and the Patriots coming out with all the hype that they have, and then Eagles. They're also like the Super Bowl favorites again. So we'll see how this pans out. Next up is Cleveland, which they also came off a bad loss. They lost by 30, I believe, and Baker threw about 3 interceptions. So that also shows that it's the week one, and week one doesn't really define a team yet. They're probably just putting. There's a lot of new pieces together in this offense, this defense. Everyone's new, so we'll see how this pans out, and hopefully they can improve. But we saw Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell is Le'Veon Bell again. He got into it for a touchdown, and it definitely felt good for him to get back on the field. He had a good game, but I felt like in the end, where the play calling again comes at fault. They didn't use Le'Veon Bell when they needed to. They need to use him much more in the passing game, and they just got to utilize his talent more and then they'll open the rest of the offense up because people will be looking at the running back being as a wide receiver as well. So that opens it up for them. I think they just need to get the guy who was going the entire game and just keep feeding him, and they did not do that. And I blame the coaching staff for that. But a lot of guys did not step up, especially on defense, and that's how we lost this game. Kicker was a big issue. He missed Kerry Vedvik, we signed last week. And the Jets actually tried to attempt to trade for him. So we'll see how that, they pretty much released him today because after he missed a field goal and an extra point, that could have probably won us the game. And, it was a very disappointing that we still haven't found our kicker. And, everyone knows the Jason Meyer story, so I won't repeat it. But, again, the Jets today, they signed a new kicker. They had tryouts, and they signed kicker Sam Frickin. he played well. He was with the Packers, I believe, in preseason, and he was for 5 for 5 for extra points, so that's important. And he didn't make his field goal, so that's at least an improvement from what we had so far. And hopefully, on Monday night he can hit his extra points, and we don't have to go for two. So hopefully, we have that kicker situation pretty much solved. And then also the biggest news for today, everyone was shocked. The New York Jets traded with the New England Patriots to get wide receiver Demaryius Thomas. Everyone knows what Demaryius Thomas can do. He's a big body wide receiver, and he was with Adam Gase in Denver, and he probably has one of the best years. Peyton Manning was obviously there, and Peyton Manning is one of the greatest quarterbacks. But Adam Gase at least is familiar with Demaryius Thomas's work, and they obviously wanted a big guy wide receiver to come in, and obviously Adam Gase pretty much said that he wasn't happy with the wide receivers that played, and he wanted to assess that, and they got a wide receiver in 2 days. So we'll see how this pans out. I don't know if he'll play Monday. He might, because they will be reporting Wednesday, but I don't know if it will be enough for him to play this week. But you should probably see him when he plays when we play week 3 against the Patriots. So again, it was a busy day, but again with the overall team, I think people are overreacting a little bit, just a little bit. It's week 1. You can't define a team. Last year, this is how I look at it. Last year, week 1 against the Lions on Monday Night Football, we blew them out, and everyone thought we were going to be playoff bound. We're going to be competing for the Super Bowl. A lot of people were saying, but after that, how the season ended. We ended up with a first round pick, an early pick in that first round. So it doesn't really define. Until this year we started off with a loss. So we'll see how this pans out. Teams start. It takes time to develop. Sam Darnold still looking at his weapons. Play calling has to be much better. They're gonna get more film and stuff, and I think they're just gonna keep getting better and better. And I hope they can get Mosley back from Monday night. That's the expectation. SNY reported that they are expecting him to be back Monday. So we'll see how that goes out. Quentin Williams is a little bit, I don't know yet right now. So he might be out for a week maybe. But we'll see how he does for tomorrow's practice and see if he's available, which I'll be all updated on tomorrow. But again, I wouldn't give up on this. Don't give up on this team this quickly. Every team, they have their chance. They have a chance of actually winning games. We should have won this game. I 100% agree with you that we should have won this week 1 game. But that doesn't mean that we're completely done. We'll see if they can pick it up. That's the thing about this team that we have to see, that we haven't seen in a New York Jets team in years. Are they going to pick up the pace and try to win more football games and come back stronger than ever? And that's the most important thing for this team. They have a hard schedule coming up, but if they can somehow win at least two games in this stretch, in this 5-6 game stretch, and come out victorious against one of these teams, that's showing a lot of momentum. And these are playoff teams that we're about to go play against. So I wouldn't give up. I think everything's coming together, and you just gotta believe in this team. And I'm saying this as an analyst. I'm not saying this as a fan anymore. But I do think this team has potential, but they just need to put it all together. There's a lot of things that we have to look at, and I'm not completely gonna write this team off. And they just gotta come out on Monday. They gotta show that they can play. They're home. It's gonna be still as Monday night primetime football. That's the perfect time to show all the haters. All the Browns. Everyone was rooting for the Browns this season. All the hype. No one was paying attention to New York Jets. So if we can somehow beat the Browns, and who lost by 30 last week, that can show that the Jets are actually can win games this year. So what I'm saying is, don't lose hope. I think the Jets will improve and will show Monday, and you just gotta believe. It's not Sam Darnold's fault completely. You can say that it was, but he was under pressure all game. Play calling was horrible. He did miss a lot. He did miss a lot of opportunities for deep balls. I agree with that. But they need to take more shots. They need to open up the playbook for him. They can't be this nervous with Sam Darnold. He's not a baby anymore. He's a second round. He's a second year quarterback. So he needs to come. They need to come out and pretty much hand him the keys and pretty much say, "This is your offense. Handle it." And I don't think they have done that yet. So it's really important to do that. But I do think they're going to improve. We'll see what happens this week. We'll see the injuries. CJ Mosley is a guy to keep an eye on. We do need CJ Mosley. The defense looked lost last week without him. So we'll see if he makes his return back with that injury. Again, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you loved it. I say sorry about my voice. Again, it was from Sunday, so it's completely gone. Hopefully, I'm getting it back slowly, but it's still really bad. So again, subscribe, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're gonna be keeping updated all week with all the news. And again, go Jets, stay loyal.